Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. Come with me today, then, on a train journey as we go and pick up one of my latest acquisitions. It's a car that I have been to get today. Here's me on the train, then, and I'm taking the journey. It's a 4.5 hour journey. I'm on the train at 5 o'clock this morning, heading to Darlington up north to pick up a car. There's me. I've got all my kit. And this is me on the train to Boston. So we're leaving Boston then. And this is a car that I teased yesterday in a video. And it's one that I have saved potentially for me to keep. But obviously I hadn't seen the car on the way. I'd seen photographs and I'd been told that it was in a bit of a mess. And so I decided to head on a train, pay too much money for a ticket, and hopefully drive it back. So here's me leaving Boston then, which is a market town in Lincolnshire. I'm on the East Midlands Railway train. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. There's me in the sunshine, needing a coffee, working. I've been working 62 hours this week, and I'm up at 5 o'clock to take a train. So the train ride then consisted of two changes, the East Midlands Railway and an LNER train. There's the beautiful flat skies of Lincolnshire. And I'd conversed with the owner of this vehicle a little bit, but not too much, and was only aware that it had been vandalised. So the car had been vandalised, it had been sitting whilst the owner was at university, and he wanted it to go to a good home. You probably guessed already then that it's going to be something that I'm interested in. It's going to be Malaysian, and it's going to be a Proton. Yes, so I'm on my way to pick up another Proton, this time a 1.3 GL. Here's the train leaving Sleaford. There's lots of stops on the way to Grantham, and if you've never been on the train, it is beautiful, and you see lots of different things that you wouldn't normally see. I've seen the Sleaford Bass Maltings, that's an abandoned place, and Rorsby Mental Asylum as well. I ended up going through. That was very, very interesting. If you haven't smashed subscribe already, by the way, please do so. And if you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up and drop me a comment. There's me leaving Rorsby. I couldn't do my voiceover on the train, of course, because people would have looked at me funny, but it wasn't very busy, this first train. My LNER train was. There. So the initial plan was to head up to County Durham and drive the car back. And so that's what I did in the end. And there's more of that coming in a video later on. And there'll be a video covering the car separately. At this point, though, absolutely no idea what I was going to be facing. You can tell we're leaving Lincolnshire now a little bit. There's a solar farm. Wow. They're beautiful if you've never seen one, by the way. Here's me emerging from the toilet like a magician. I loved those. I had to take that video because it just made me smile. As you can see, the train is very full then. Loads of people heading up north. This is the same weekend, by the way, as the Practical Classics NEC Restoration Show. And I'd got a ticket thanks to an exhibitor. However, I had to turn it down because I couldn't spend all day in Birmingham. I had to get back. But I still had time to go up to Darlington to find myself a car. Right, so I've got off the platform then, and I'm in Grantham. It's very early. It's very windy as well. You wouldn't be able to tell. And I'm looking at the board here. There I am. I'm on the 7:30 to Edinburgh Waverley station. 7:06 there. I decided to go get myself a coffee. You'll see that in just a moment's time. And I'm actually quite excited at this point. I do quite like these little trips away to go and pick cars up, because sometimes you just don't know what you're doing. And I must admit, I do buy cars blind. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. And this one, I had a good feeling about. Here's my train, and I'm thinking, do I have enough time to go and get myself a coffee? Yes, I do. So I waited at Grantham for about 25 minutes. There's my train I got in on, actually. Lovely old station, Grantham. Everyone was nice and polite and friendly. Walking over the gantry here. And I knew about the car then, so all I knew about the car was that it had been vandalised, that it had been in a crash, that it needed some trim and bits and pieces and a bit of TLC. There's me with my Starbucks then. They didn't write my name on it. I wanted them to tell them that my name was Proton, but they didn't write my name on, I suppose, because I was the only person in there. This was my journey then. Newark, Retford, Doncaster, York, Northallerton, getting off at Darlington, arriving at about 9:10. Walking down the windy track, finding my spot. I think I was in coach G, seat 14 or something, on my own, with nobody else. They'd put me away from everybody else. Loads of people else down on the track, and I was there on zone 7 on my lonesome. There we go, walking down, blowing away, sipping my coffee. And it was quite a nice journey, actually, on the on the train there. Have you ever been to Grantham? There's some lovely eateries there. If you have, let me know in the comments below. Platform 2, Zone 7, that's where I was. Me, on my own, waiting for my train. Cold and windy, but sunshiny as well. Right, so I'm on the train now. I've got this tiny little area to myself. Had the ability to plug my phone in, which was good. So the journey now from this point was about an hour and a half. And actually, I got talking to a bloke behind me who was a book dealer. And he sells World War II books. So shout out to him if he's watching. I did tell him about the video. Heading on then up north, it's got grey and cloudy. Having a wander around the train. This is standard class LNER. Hanging around outside toilets again. And at this point, we were heading up through York. I'm going to get off at Darlington then. So Darlington is a lovely Victorian station. Here it is with the big old arched ceilings. And I wandered all the way down the station and was met by Kez, who was the owner of this car, who came and picked me up with his dad. Thanks to Kez. Big shout out to Kez. And I love train stations. They're beautiful. This one reminds me of King's Cross with the big old ironwork. There's the LNER Azuma train. Can't fault their service today either. So I got in with Kez and we headed on up. About a 20-minute drive to where the car was. And I'll be waiting outside. There's me waiting. British Transport Police are there. They must know that I've been waiting for a Proton. Oh, it was quite easy to get in and out. Right, here we are then. This is what you've all been waiting for. This is what I was greeted with. This rather dirty, rather murky Proton 1.3 GL had been a crime scene. More on that in the official video. But you can see the windows have got CSI fingerprint dust on, and it had been vandalised, and the police had been out and done their work. All the trim in the car there, dirty, dusty, and certainly needing a little bit of TLC. I don't think it had a bit of a wash for a while, and I was actually quite looking forward to getting hold of that. That piece of plastic is from inside the door, by the way, so when the vandals have broken into the car, they've pulled the trim off the door. They've pulled the door out, as you can see here. So they pulled that trim off, pulled the door out, and then tried to get in that way. Not been able to with the driver's side, because there's been a plate to stop them from accessing the door lock. However, the other side, the passenger side, that is where they've managed to get in. There's some Hubnut stickers on the car. There's me documenting them. I love you very much, Hubnut, but they are leaving. Here's the original Anglesey dealer sticker, which I love. There's some aftermarket speakers in that rear parcel shelf, and the number plate there, Moan. I absolutely love that. Mrs. John Coopland, she will be moaning about this Proton when I get it home. So it's in this lovely grey, silvery, dark black colour. Not necessarily black, it's sort of a metallic colour. It's not the same as my Proton Black Knight. That is a Mallorca black. This is classed as grey. You can see on the passenger side then, that is how the vandals have accessed the car. And of course no central locking on this model. Let's take a look then in the passenger side. You can see it's a little bit dirty and grubby, but all the trim that I need is there. And actually the car, very solid. from this video, what you can see. So this is me having a quick look. As I say, I'd literally turned up, got my phone out and started filming. VHS Chloe, if you know her, has fitted those to the car. And actually, I gave her lots of stick when I first saw the pictures, but they work quite well, as in they don't stick out like a sore thumb in the car. You can see the car is very dirty then. It's been stored under trees, and you can see that there's some dints on the bonnet. That person in the shot there is Kez, by the way, showing me around. And you can see that there's some big dings in the bonnet. That's where someone's actually walked up the car. So they've jumped up the car, and this is where Kez had an accident earlier last year. There's me talking about being able to probably pull that out. That's it then, that's the Proton, the 1.3 GL. There's going to be lots of fun and videos and content with regards to this. My intention at this stage is to get the car home and see what's what. I'll keep you updated. There'll be loads of stuff. Oh, we're looking in the boot now. But there'll be loads of stuff coming up on the channel about this. Me cleaning it, giving it a good old valet and wash and a tidy up and sorting out all the problems. Until next time, if you have enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to the channel. Oh, look at that. It's not too bad under there, not rotten. If you've liked it, give it a like as well. And if you're not following me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook already, it's at John Coupland, all one word. Quick look under the engine bay then. The Magma 12 valve engine. It's the 1.3 with the ECI multi-injection. All that dirt and debris under there.